Hello and welcome to the Absolute Business Success Show with me, Carol Evans, your business consultant and coach. I've worked in business all my adult life and set up and run a number of my own businesses over the last 15 years. In this show, I'd like to share with you the tips and strategies that have helped me create success in my business and life, as well as those in my clients. In this series, I'm going to be interviewing women who inspire and asking why she does what she does. If you want full inspiration, then why not hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out? And if you'd like even more information, then why not head over to my website at consultancyandcoaching.co.uk. Here you'll find lots of wonderful freebies that'll help you make the progress you desire. Now, let's get started. Good morning, Julie, and thank you so much for joining me this morning and for providing a little bit of Monday morning motivation. So why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself?
So I'm married. I've got 3 grown-up children, and onto the grandchildren now. So I've been doing essential oils with a company called doTERRA for 12 months now, and just recently added in reflexology to that as well. Just because it's all about helping people to take control of their own health and well-being, but doing it in a natural way.
Yeah, it's so important, isn't it, that, you know, people kind of have the opportunities to actually take some control themselves over certain aspects, particularly in a proactive way. But what was your driving force then behind you setting up in this type of business?
Okay. I was in the ambulance service for 7 years, but I had to leave because of a back injury. But that sort of left in me a fascination for health, a fascination for the body, how it works, and a sort of a big desire to be able to still carry on helping people in a health aspect. And so I've sort of bounced around a few things since I left the ambulance service, not found anything that really ticked my boxes. So I sold wedding dresses for just over 4 years, which I was very good at and I really enjoyed, but it just still left something missing in me. And then about just over 12 months ago, I discovered doTERRA essential oils, and it was just a wow moment. Just, these are amazing. And I was able to take control of my own health and well-being by using them. And so it was like, wow, this is it. This is it. I finally found something that's just going to tick my box and enable me to help people, but in that healthy way. And so that's what I've been doing for the last 12 months, just helping other people take control of their health and well-being. Using the essential oils just like I did, and then I discovered reflexology when I had my back injury, and it really helped me, and I've been fascinated with it ever since, but not had the confidence to actually go through with learning it, so I think probably doing the essential oils just suddenly, I don't know.
All clicked into place.
Yeah, just sort of thought about 4 months ago, it was like, oh, this just would fit so well with what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I just in the moment, I'm just going to do it. I didn't stop and think about it quite so much, and put myself down and think, oh, well, what if you're not good enough? What if you can't do it? And so I just went for it, and not regretted it at all. And it just has boosted my confidence dramatically by taking that step and going, I can do it. I'm good
Yeah.
enough.
Well, it's amazing, isn't it? And it sounds like it's been kind of a gradual process for you, that such a massive change, kind of moving from the ambulance service, kind of a steady job. And I understand you had to do that because of your injury.
Yeah.
But then, you know, kind of you dabbling around in different businesses until you actually found your passion and your own purpose. And you could see as soon as you started talking about that, your whole face lit up. And so you obviously truly found your purpose. But no doubt you would have had lots of challenges along the way. And, you know, you talk about kind of how you've built your confidence up, but you must have had to do quite some work in terms of dealing with issues that you found over the injury of your back, and moving into kind of such a positive driven mindset to actually set up and get your business into a position where you feel it does all fit together and work for you. But do you want to tell us about any of the challenges that you kind of found in the period of time as you've set up your business?
I mean, I think for me the biggest challenge has been belief in myself.
Yeah.
In reality, and actually having the confidence to believe that I can be a businesswoman.
Yeah.
That I can, you know, that I can create something that I'm not reliant on other people, you know, but there's enough in me so that's definitely been the biggest.
Yeah.
Believing that I can do it.
Yeah, I think that's a challenge that everybody has. And I think the thing that most people find really surprising is the fact that they look at other people who are further down the road than them, and they assume that they had this confidence and self-belief right from the start. And of course, it isn't true, you know, that confidence and self-belief is an ongoing challenge. You know, it doesn't just,
absolutely.
And you don't just wake up one day and think, oh, I'm confident, let's start a business. You start it and you get confident each step you take. And it's great to hear, you know, how you've managed to do that yourself. So Julie, over the times where you've been kind of dabbling around with different businesses until you found this kind of new purpose for you, did you ever get to a stage where you just felt, no, I just got to give it up and go back to the a 9 till 5? Did you ever get to that point?
No.
Oh, that's really good.
No. I mean, I did have, I had a sort of, I started up my own business before I started the oils, and I had a craft sort of sewing business. I think there were definitely with that one, it was like, you know, it's a very, very hard uphill struggle. And I think, because it was, I was more doing something that I was capable of, and it wasn't so much my passion. I did get to a place where it was like banging my head against a brick wall here. It's just too much like hard work. And so I had lots of times where it's just, I'm just gonna give up. But then I'm not one for giving up easily.
Yeah.
And so it's sort of like, but if I give this up, what am I going to do? I'm just going to go and end up doing some boring 9 till 5 that just doesn't tick any of my boxes. Doesn't give me that freedom that I can get from running my own business and stuff. So I just kept on ploughing on with it, even though I wasn't really, you know, achieving enough from it financially. And so then obviously I discovered the oils, started this business up, sewing and it was like, I tried to do the both for a little while, and it's like to keep the money, and it's like, no, it was just creating conflict. So the sewing went. So that then just sort of like boosted me forward in terms of confidence in doing the oils. But I said, I'm not one for giving up easily. And since I've been doing the oils, no, there's not been a time where I've just thought, no, I've got to give it all up.
Yeah,
I love it too much.
Yeah, you're obviously well in the flow there, Julie, with this business.
No, it's just if something comes along, I've got to find a way over it.
Yeah,
because it's, you know, this is about me. And it just ticks my boxes so well that I'm not prepared to give it up.
Yeah, and it's really interesting what you say in terms of like the difference of setting up a business that is something that you're good at, but you're not actually passionate about. But there's also the question of, when you look to set up a business in something that you're good at, is it viable from a financial perspective? You know, are there enough people that are going to buy what you're good at producing, you know, and is there a big enough market? And sometimes, you know, you can find come up with the best business idea in the world, but if there's not a market there who are ready to buy, then, you know, it takes a little bit of work to actually mold what you're doing into something where there is a market and people do want what you have to offer. But I do believe that it's all driven by kind of having that purpose and passion and great belief. But I hope you're still sewing as well. Find time in the downtime.
I've got a cupboard full of fabric and but no, there's nothing happening with it at the moment.
So tell me, Julie, what kind of dreams did you have when you were a little girl about what you do for a living?
Do you know, I wasn't much of a dreamer.
Really?
No. Interestingly, I do remember playing lots of doctors and nurses.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But
you always wanted to make people better then?
I guess there was something there.
Yeah,
but
I think so.
But it wasn't. I wasn't, you know, someone that dreamt about becoming a nurse or a doctor or anything. And really, until I got into school and, you know, teenage years, and you're having to make decisions about where you're going to go, what you're going to do for a career, it wasn't something I ever really thought about. I just enjoyed the moment, enjoyed the day, whatever I was doing, and I sort of, you know, I didn't have dreams about the future. Yeah, when I was making those decisions about, you know, sort of where I was going to go, I looked at becoming an architect.
Gosh.
And looked at how much the training was, and, you know, how long the training was, and what, nah, don't think I fancy that. So then I looked at banking, because I loved maths. It was, you know, I was good at it and stuff, and I could quite see myself doing that. But yeah, that didn't happen either, because I got married and had kids instead.
That's quite diverse though, isn't it? Kind of architect and banking, and then kind of the move towards the helping people, you know, and on making people feel better. So yeah, but it obviously does stem back to those little games that you used to play. So
I guess. Yeah.
That's fabulous. So what does being the boss actually mean to you? What does it give you? What does it help you to be and do on a daily basis?
I think, I mean, one of the biggest things, I think, for me is the freedom to pick and choose when I work.
Yeah.
So that then gives me the freedom to go off and socialise with friends and have coffee and stuff, which is an important thing for me. You know, I like to get to be sociable. Working for other people, I generally get myself into trouble, because I come up with lots of ideas and suggestions. Oh, well, have you thought about doing it like this? Or have you ever thought about doing that? Or maybe, and I just always get myself into trouble, because I think a lot of people in management are actually often very, very insecure. And my experience is often they're working outside of their comfort zone. They've been promoted into somewhere that perhaps not had the training and support, whatever. So I just always seem to have got myself into trouble. Being my own boss, I can only get in trouble with myself if I don't do something, or I come up with silly ideas and stuff. So that's a biggie for me.
Yeah, so I think it is really important, kind of managing, and I understand how you feel, because I think I would have the same effect on a manager these days, that I'd be the annoying person saying, what about this and what about that? And so just shut up, Carol. Leave me in peace. So yeah, going back to a 9 till 5 has never been an option for me. But what would be your top tips to other entrepreneurs if they got to the stage where you got with your sewing business and you were thinking, oh, I've got to give it up? What would be your top tips to somebody who's kind of on that edge and thinking, you know, is it going to work? Isn't it going to work? Should I give it all back up? Should I go back to the 9 till 5? What would you say to them?
I think you've got to go back to why you started it.
Yeah, the big why.
For me, you know, find that why, because it's very easy for outside influences to have put expectations on you, and you've perhaps find yourself going off down a sort of a route in your business that that sort of has been sort of demanded of you, really, to try and make the money, and actually you can often you can find, you get down that sort of that alley and find, actually, this isn't me.
Yeah.
This is what my business was about. And I think that's often what makes you want to question why you give up. So if you can get yourself back to that place, well, why did I really start this business? What was my passion? And sort of clear away that stuff that has been put on you, perhaps by other people and everything. And if that passion is still there, and that real desire to do whatever it is. So for me, that real passion, the passion to help people, take control. If that was still there, then it was right. Okay, you've got to go with it. Just pull everything right back, reevaluate everything that you're doing, and start reshaping it, and go with it. If you've lost that passion because everything else that has just piled in on top of you and killed that desire and that passion, then I think you've got to consider stopping, because it's that why, and that why you're doing it, and that passion that drives you to keep going forward.
Yeah.
If you haven't got that, then why put yourself through the pain that comes with running your own business?
Yeah. The thing is it's quite often being painful in a 9 to 5 as well, though, isn't it?
Absolutely.
I think when you're in your own business and you're going through a particularly tough challenge, it can be easy to get into a dreamy state and think, oh yeah, I go back to doing this. But once you've had that taste of self-employment, it's very difficult, I think, for anybody to go back.
I think you become a square peg in a round hole.
Yeah. And I think the other thing is, to me, it's about kind of expecting to feel that. Do you know what I mean? That if you set up your own business and you're full of passion and motivation, enthusiasm, you should expect that at some point you are going to hit a brick wall. There are going to be challenges and obstacles that are going to make you question. If you set up your business and expect that to happen, then this is just something for me to get over, and
absolutely
you pull in the help and support that you need to get you through it, I think. So Julie, what would be your tips to all those people who are out there in their 9 to 5s and thinking, perhaps I'll start up my business, I'm really passionate about doing this? What would be your tips to them?
You've got to believe in yourself. That would be my first, my biggest tip, is that believe in yourself, believe in what you're doing, believe that you are good enough, that you can do it, because the reality is that you are going to get the challenges, you are going to get the problems along the way, and the passion will drive you, but you've got to have that belief in yourself too, and that you're good enough. And know that people around you that you would hope to support you and expect to support you aren't necessarily going to. And so if you've got that belief in yourself, I can do it, I'm good enough, doesn't matter about anybody else, I'm good enough, and I'm going to do this. That's got to be, that would be my biggest belief.
And that can be a work in progress as well, can't it? If somebody's got motivation, and as long as they're prepared to kind of say, I'm in charge of what I believe about myself, and so if I doubt, then I can improve my mindset and my self-belief and confidence, in order to make this happen.
Absolutely. I mean, we all go on a big journey. It's a big learning curve, isn't it? But you've got to have that initial belief that I'm good enough and I can do this. And you will grow along the way, and you will learn, and sort of a lot of lessons.
Yeah, I think you probably learn almost more lessons when you set up in business than you probably have done all through your life. Certainly through your schooling life, it's
Yeah,
nothing like the school of real life, is there? And business.
absolutely.
So Julie, what's next for you then?
Um, well, I'm still early days in my reflexology training, so that's my focus this year, really.
Mm.
Is to just progress in that, just get more confident and more competent and everything. I've obviously got quite a lot of studying to do over the year that goes with it. It's the practical training, but then a lot of studying as well. So it's at the moment it is that,
Mm.
and then once I've completed that training, then I will see what else I can add in that will complement the oils and the reflexology.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure you'll find lots of things to add to that mixture. And how long is the training that you've got to continue for?
It's 12 months, so I started in September. So I'll have I've got, like I say, I've got lots of studying and stuff to do, case studies and anatomy, physiology, and all of that to do. So there's lots of that through the year, and then exams next September, end of September, beginning of October. And when I pass those, because I'm absolutely believe that I will, then I'll be fully qualified.
Well, the
Yay!
thing is, the thing is, you just got to put in the work and do it, haven't you? It sounds really
Absolutely.
challenging to me, but obviously the rewards are there for you to take once you've completed all of that. So I do wish you well for that. But just on a final point, Julie, what would you say to people who haven't utilised essential oils or reflexology? What would you say would be their biggest benefits to them?
Well, absolutely about taking control of your health and well-being, but not being we're so dependent on having to go to the doctors or the pharmacy to buy a packet of pills or an ointment or whatever, and you know, and you're dependent on the doctor, sort of like it's just, well, here you go, here's some antibiotics, or you know, here's a pill, take this and whatever. Essential oils, just you just step back from everything and start questioning and looking at things in a different way, and just that. So you know, you're making a decision about, oh, I've got a headache, I'm not going to take a pill. I don't want to have to take a pill. I don't like taking pills. I'm going to use something that's natural. You know, which essential oil am I going to use? What works for me? And it becomes very personal, because what works for you and what oil might work for you might not be the same one that works for me.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's the biggest thing that you know, sort of for me, and just being able to heal myself naturally, not pumping myself full of all of the synthetic medication that you're going to get from a doctor. I mean, I've seen such a huge improvement in my health just for using the essential oils.
That's amazing.
And then you add in the reflexology as well, and you're working with your body, rather than putting something in that actually in reality often causes yet another problem. That means you have to take another medication, you know, to sort that out. You're working with your body and you're working with nature. So you're healing yourself very naturally. And oils and the reflexology work very well together, because they're both that's their end goal. Reflexology encourages the body to heal naturally, and restore a balance, and the oils do too.
Yeah, no, I think that's really fascinating, Julie, and I think there's a growing interest in kind of people understanding about all the toxins they're putting on their body, in their body, and the effect that is having on them. So I'm sure that you'll continue to be really, really successful and grow your business really successfully as people kind of get the interest and learn more about how it can benefit them. So where can people find out more about you and what you offer?
Okay, I've got a website,
Mm-hmm.
so lavendertreetherapies.co.uk.
Lavendertreetherapies.co.uk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a Facebook page as well, which obviously they can interact with me on there.
Is that the same name, Lavender Tree Therapies?
No, unfortunately, that I couldn't get. It's Lavender Tree Essential Oils.
Okay.
On Facebook, and so yeah, and they on both of them they can find information about where I am, how they can get in touch with me, workshops and classes and treatments and all the rest of it. All the information's there.
Perfect, and I'll make sure to include the links alongside the video as well, so, and the podcast. So Julie, thank you so much for joining me this morning. I've really loved talking to you and finding out all about what you've done and what you're about to do. So thank you very much, and I'm sure everybody listening in or watching will also be quite inspired by you and what you do and why you do it. And thank you everybody for listening and watching. And if you are looking to be and wanting to be surrounded by motivated and inspiring women, then why not come over and join us in the Planet Peacock Business Success Club, which opens its doors on Wednesday. But I wish you all well and have a great week. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.